Hey Bear, so interestingly enough, by pure coincidence, as I got your message, it just came in here. I am splicing 1/4 inch Amsteel line, and this is a fairly new one. So I will say one thing: the newer Amsteel is, the harder it is, and it has to do with the dies that they put in this rope. I just did some orange ones for the pre-built pyramids the other day. Unbelievably hard to do. So a couple things. I got metal fids, not plastic. Plastic make it harder. With a 1/4 inch, you can still get away with these metal knitting needles, and they have to be clean. After the orange ones I did, after every orange one, I had to clean this back off because the dye would get on here and make it really sticky. I do tape, and the tape has to be super smooth and tight on here. This is electrical tape, or it won't slide, and you're still going to see me have a problem. So I'm just going to do this really fast for you. Pass through, get my loop kind of thing, however big you want it. And then I do this knot coming through, and then I go back through the top here. And again, I'm wiggling this back and forth to get this through. There is a significant amount of friction right here with this stuff. That's part of what makes Amsteel great, because it's a dense rope too. Plasma's even harder to splice, but still holds true. So I go through there, and I don't know if you're making a trunk, a leader, or just a regular rope. I'm assuming a trunk or leader. And so I do that knot. I went through this way, I went back over the top and back through, and then on a trunk line, I typically weave like 4 times back and forth. And I'm not going to do the whole thing for you here, because this actually isn't even long enough that I made right here. So I pass through 4 times. I'm just going to do it twice on this one quick. So but again, I would do back and forth 4 times. And then the problem comes in is burying it. And that's probably what I'm assuming where you're having your issue too. So here's my tricks, the best I can show you. And there isn't a magic solution, buddy. I come here ahead of time and I push and I open up the core of the rope to make a little bit more space in there to allow that fid to get through there a little bit easier. So I kind of open that up for as long as I think I need to bury. And by the way, I use 2 feet as a measurement. So there's a mark at the end of the rope here. And then I keep 2 feet and I weave that back and forth 4 times. And then I bury whatever's left to give me some adjustment later on. But you can see I'm going about a foot down here and kind of opening that up and leaving it that way. I'm not stretching this tight yet. So now I work this in there, and here's where everybody has the problem. And again, it's just learning technique with your fingers and stuff like that. But this stuff does not want to slide. And you notice I'm not using a very long fid either. I found the longer the fid, the more difficult this is, because it just generates too much friction. The stuff doesn't want to slide. And I have to work this back and forth in small increments. It doesn't, when you use poly line or tack line, like regular ski rope, you can just really wrench this back, and you just have to do this very slowly. This is why when somebody asks, what you been doing all winter, Eric? I've been splicing Amsteel all winter long. And so I would just work this back until it's all the way through and then pull the fit out eventually. And again, this isn't quite brand new Amsteel. If it was brand new, that would take twice as long. Best I got for you. Sorry it's not easier. Thanks.